Hi guys, Daniel over here. Me and my wife are on our way to Connecticut to visit a church from a friend, and actually the pastor of that church was into karate too when he was younger, so which is cool. He has a cool story. Um, what I want to talk about really quick is street self-defense and martial arts, the difference between them. So a few days ago I saw a video. It's actually from another YouTuber who's like really successful actually, Master Chang. He's into Wing Chun and self-defense. He does demonstrations and he trains all around the world. And most of the time he holds special trainings in Beijing, I think, for like 2 weeks. And anyway, he's very successful. But in the video he did the difference between Wing Chun and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. What I liked about it, it's that he said the truth. He's like, there is no better style. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I mean, they are different. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu works on the ground more and uses locks more, and Wing Chun uses fast punches when in closed space. But the difference is on the street. There is not like what's better, because actually there is no styles. That's like what a lot of martial artists need to understand, and it's still taking me time to understand that. Is on the street anything can work. Like you can meet a guy like a farmer who's not trained in any boxing or martial arts whatsoever, but is just naturally strong because of the labor that he puts on the farm. And if he catches you with a punch anywhere on your body, like face or stomach, or if he kicks you or something, then you're gonna like feel that. I actually had an experience like that when I was a kid. Like on the farm, me and my brother and my cousin, we went to my aunt's house. My aunt sold the house, but we didn't knew that because she lived down the field. And I got beat up by a farmer, by a grown-up farmer. Eventually all three of us ran, but I stayed up back more because I was the oldest one. So my brother and my cousin got away, and I got to like get kicked in the butt and slapped around by a farmer. So not a pleasant experience. But anyways, like on the street you have to get into that mentality. And it's another video I watched with Michael J. White, and a lot of you know that because he's like a famous actor. On the street you have to have that mentality in your head that I need to survive in case that I might possibly get killed. So if you're able to switch that flip in your mind, then you're a step ahead. Michael J. White said that even if you don't have any training whatsoever, but you have that flip switch, then you're good. Because most attackers, when they attack you, they're bullies. And there's levels to that too. And one of my old instructors who taught me Krav Maga and Jiu-Jitsu, he was saying that like self-defense is like a serious conversation. So if somebody's choking you, you have to be able to fight back, like get out of the choke and basically tell them like, yo, I'm not here to be messed around with. Now if you're surrounded by guys, it gets dangerous. Now if you're surrounded by guys and one of them has a gun or a knife, it gets even more dangerous. So you see what I mean? There's levels to it. Just like in fighting too, there's levels to it. There's amateur boxing, which I did part of that. There's amateur jiu-jitsu, there's like higher up in belts and all of that. But on the street, the belts don't matter. Your medals don't matter. Like I did amateur MMA and I won a medal, like second place. But it doesn't matter. On the street, it doesn't matter, because one thing that Bruce Lee said too is like men have different bodies. Some are like skinnier, fatter, shorter, taller, chubbier, skinnier again. What matters is like understanding your body, kind of knowing what you're doing, kind of knowing what you're able to do. Like me now, like I haven't trained or sparred in 3 months, but I still know that I could probably run a couple miles. My cardio is still kind of good. So keep healthy, keep eating healthy nutritions, check on your body, how in shape you are. And if you're attacked, try to talk your way out first. Try to avoid the fight. Like one idea that Bruce Lee said that it's always impressive. He said the best way to block a strike or punch or kick is not to be there. Same thing, if you're like getting attacked, try to talk your way out. Say I don't want to fight and all that. But then yet again, if it gets to the different stages, to the different levels, and somebody lays hands on you, pushes you around, don't let them bully you. It's the second step. Third step, be aware of like your surroundings. Like they're pushing you, but like if they have like 3-4 guys, maybe you let the first push go, but the second push you gotta kind of make your stand. Like not just stand tall and say, hey, I don't want to be messed around with. That's when you kind of have to punch and like take the risk. Punch, kick, look for a way out, look to run, or look to see if they have guns or weapons. And another thing is I saw a video a few days ago which kind of clicked something in my mind. It was apparently from the news, so the real thing that happened, and the news kind of related. I had to read more because I couldn't understand the whole thing. But there were like around two guys, one of them had a pistol, and they were at a gas station. They were trying to rob another guy who was with his friends in the car. So 2 guys against like 4 guys, but the 2 guys, one of them had a pistol. The robber came and one of the friends tried to help his friend. So they start fighting against those 2 guys. So the guys that had the one weapon with them, they were outnumbered by the other group of friends, but they weren't professional or anything, they were just regular guys. But you have to commit to your attack, because they did took the pistol away, which they got lucky, because taking the pistol away, they were not in danger of their life. But like, they were scrambling on the floor, they were in a bunch of different dangers, just because they couldn't really control the situation. They didn't really know how to punch effectively, how to kick effectively, how to grapple or do jiu-jitsu, judo, wrestling, how to, like, you know, grab a hold of the guy. They were scrambling on the floor. One of them was smart enough to grab the gun, somehow yanked it out from the dude with that had the weapon on him. The other guy tried to help his friend and kick one of the guys or push one of the guys, and then it turned into like a scramble. Eventually the 2 bullies ran away, because they saw that they lost the weapon and they saw they're outnumbered by the other group of friends. And even in the video, whoever posted the video, he said, if you commit to an attack, if you are fighting back for your life, commit to the attack. So it's either it comes back to the situation, you fight or flight. So that's the instinct that you got to develop, so you can be safe and kind of stay alive on a street scenario. Doesn't matter what training you have, wrestling, boxing, martial arts, karate, all of that doesn't fly out the window completely, but it gets diminished to like half or a quarter. Because what martial arts do, actually, they just boost your confidence and they teach you techniques, and then the rest from there you have. Okay, so I had to take a break, as I said, my wife is driving, so I have to check on the signal. But the thing is, it diminishes it to like half, because martial arts boosts your confidence and it teaches you the technique. But on the street, nothing is like reliable. It's not like something you can grab, like, oh, I'm gonna kick, punch, do the kata, do this drill or that drill. No, you gotta like be inventive, be intelligent with your time, with your space, with your surroundings. Be very aware of like sticks, rocks, weapons, or anything that the person or persons have on them, and just be confident. Like, remember the training, just being able, like muscle memory, that will help the technique and the memories of your training, they'll come in handy. And being confident will come in handy, because it will help you to like make the fight shorter. Expect a fast fight and expect the worst to happen, but you expect on controlling your situation so the worst won't happen to you. And always make it look like a self-defense, because another thing you gotta keep on the back of your head is the laws. Sadly, like if you live in America, you gotta mind the laws, because cops are gonna be involved very shortly. Somebody might record it, somebody might call the cops really quick. So use verbal things too. That's why you can try to avoid the fight by talking first. If that doesn't work, start screaming and yelling. Be like, help, hey, stop, don't attack me. Hey, don't punch me, I don't wanna get hurt, I don't wanna hurt you. Guy strikes, block, punch, kick. Guy pulls the knife, back away, measure your distance. Make sure when you commit to the move to take the knife away, you take the knife away and either put it in your pocket or use it against them, or throw it away far away so nobody can grab it. If there's guys around, don't throw away the knife, because somebody will grab it and use it against you. So hold the knife, keep a hold of the knife. If you get the pistol away, keep a hold of the pistol, try to defend yourself. Maybe shoot like wording shots, make sure you take the safety off. If you shoot the you while you're messing around with the gun that's not yours. See, it's like very dangerous. On the street, it's very dangerous. That's why martial arts, I'm not saying that they won't work on the street. They will, but not as effective as in the dojos, because nobody's gonna stay there and like allow you to demonstrate a kick or a punch on them, or a wrestling takedown or a jiu-jitsu choke or a lock on them. They won't stay. They're there for a purpose, like to rob you or kill you or hurt you or do something. You don't know what they want to do. Therefore, don't be worried. Don't show them what you want to do, except that you want to defend your life. Like, you're serious. You're like, dudes, I'm not into this. This is very uncomfortable. I'm gonna defend myself, whatever it takes. I don't want to hurt nobody, but like also flip that switch in your mind. If you have to like kind of hurt somebody badly, like put them in a hospital or kill them in order to keep your life, make sure you are able to save yourself and make that flip, and then worry about the police and the judge later. But make sure that the witnesses around sees it as a self-defense scenario, seeing that, hey, this guy was like really bullied, really in danger, nobody jumped in to help him, he just had to do something, and luckily enough he had some training in some type of stuff and he was able to save his life, and that's it. So the video is already 10 minutes, past 10 minutes. I'll come back to this discussion later, but this is just like an intro to it because this is a very in-depth subject, and I'm going to try to do in the future also demonstrations on it. But like I said, it's very in-depth because there's no certain, the point of it, what I'm trying to get is there's no certain technique that could save your life. You have to use every technique that you know. And it's confession, I'm only 26, I don't know all the techniques that are out there. There's a bunch of stuff that you can use to like save your life. And also another thing, don't underestimate anybody. Like if you're having a fight on the street, don't look at the guy, oh, he's chubby. He might have background in some training. You'd be impressed how fast he can probably punch you in the head. And again, don't underestimate because they might have like natural power, like just as a natural laborer or worker. They might have some scuffles back in their youth ages, so if they'll punch you, you'll feel it. If they're kick it, you'll feel it. Pain is real, either it's in like fighting or sparring or on TV or on the street. The closest style that I can recommend that can save your life on the street, which many of you probably know, it's UFC because they use everything. Punches and kicks and strikes and elbows, all type of stuff, including wrestlings and jiu-jitsu and judo. So all styles go, which kind of makes it like on the street. There's no style on the street. All style, no style, it's kind of very close. The closest angle that you can take on to looking at real violence and real life type of situation where you can like lose your life or save your life if you're attacked. So peace, stay safe guys. I'll get back to this subject in the future, and I'll also try to come up with like lists of demonstrations and different stuff, and maybe talk to other professionals that train and see what kind of techniques they recommend. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Stay